A new face in Montreal, discipline for David Beckham, and goal line technology comes to MLS. Next on The Daily. Hey everybody, happy Friday and welcome to another edition of The Daily here with Andrew Wiebe. I'm Nick Fershaw. We're going to start off with the big news in Montreal. Alessandro Nesta and the Impact have come to terms. Nesta is going to join the Montreal Impact sometime later this summer, the former World Cup winner with the Italian national team. The big question here, when actually is he going to suit up for Jesse Marsch and the Impact? Well, it doesn't look like it will be this weekend, although we don't know for sure at this point. Jesse Marsch saying yesterday 2 or 3 weeks probably to get him match fit. Of course, we heard similar sentiment about Omar Gonzalez, and he played last Wednesday. So we'll see about that. What we do know, Montreal needs to get him on the field as soon as possible. Having lots of issues with that defense, 35 goals allowed, the most in the league this year. Also having injury problems. His potential partners back there, Matteo Ferrari being the most likely. He's out right now with a quad injury. Nelson Rivas also out. So you've got kind of a makeshift back line back there. They need him as soon as possible, but Jesse Marsch, I can't imagine will rush him before he's ready. Nonetheless, a championship pedigree now up there with the Montreal Impact. They're in action on Sunday at home against the Columbus Crew. Next up, some big news for David Beckham and the LA Galaxy. The MLS Disciplinary Committee came down hard on Beckham on Thursday. A one-game suspension and an undisclosed fine for his role in that incident against the San Jose Earthquakes from last weekend, that dust-up out there at Stanford Stadium. So a one-game suspension for David Beckham. What do we make of it? Well, he misses the, the fourth straight game at Toyota Park against the Fire, and I'm sure Fire fans aren't happy about that, but I think it's an acceptable punishment for him. You knew something had to happen. The league using buzzwords like confrontational and provocative behavior, which I think everyone who saw the incident would certainly agree with. They also mentioned making a detrimental mark on the league's public image. So I think the general message is, David, we're not going to accept this, and I think every other player in the league has to look at that as well. You will be punished for your dealings on the field, and through about 6 months of 2012, we've certainly seen that over and over. Bruce Arena, the LA Galaxy manager, and Jesse Marsch, the head coach of the Montreal Impact, also fined on Thursday. You mentioned the LA Galaxy. They're back in action on Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern at the Chicago Fire on ESPN. You can catch a live chat on MLSsoccer.com. And don't forget, at halftime, you're going to find out the first 11 of the MLS All-Star Game. The fan vote is in, and they will be revealed on Sunday. Well, another week and another Honduran designated player new to MLS. This time it's the New England Revolution. They've signed Jerry Benson, a 25-year-old Honduran international and arguably the best scorer in the Honduran League each of the last 3 seasons. This is a nice pickup for them. They've got a ton of forwards. When are we going to see Benson on the field? Well, that's not for sure yet. He will join the team here for a few weeks before running out to Olympic qualifying with Honduras. He'll be one of the 3 overage players for that club, along with Roger Espinoza of Sporting Kansas City. But a guy that the Revs have been pursuing for a while now. They said finally the timing was right. Finally, Sidi Motagua decided it was time to sell. They paid the transfer fee for him, got him to agree to the deal. Now he's going to come in and more than likely partner with Cyrus Sin. If he can pick that up where he was in Honduras, what a pickup for them. 3 goals in the 2011 Gold Cup as well. So interesting guy to watch, along with, as you said, Boniat Garcia, who just signed in Houston. Well, you're not going to see Benson this weekend, but the New England Revolution are in action on Sunday up against the New York Red Bulls. Well, last but not least, some international news that came down on Thursday. Goal line technology, something we've talked about for a long time. Looks like it's been approved by FIFA, and it will debut at the Club World Cup later this year. As for MLS, when are we going to see it here in the United States? Well, we won't see it in 2012. That's generally the message that was put out yesterday by the league. 2013, much more likely. That seems to be the goal right now. Of course, they've got to make sure that it works properly and is tested in all the different venues. So it's a little bit yet to see on that, but it was time. After seeing, for instance, Ukraine and England at Euro have an issue there, and then in the FA Cup semifinal, it was time to get this done, and even MLS has seen it. So hopefully they'll be on the front running, and they seem to be putting that down as a goal. Again, 2013 is what MLS is eyeing for that goal line technology. That does it for us. I want to mention Extra Time Radio came out on Thursday. Jay Heaps from the New England Revolution joined us to talk about his new designated player and maybe some interest in getting Carlos Bocanegra up to New England. You can catch that on iTunes and Buzzsprout and find all the TV listings and all the games this weekend. A lot of games this weekend in MLS. You can find the complete schedule on MLSsoccer.com.